Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Good morning, students. Welcome to History Online class. Yesterday's class we have discussed how various factors that led to the rise of Indian nationalism, because it is not a spontaneous outburst. Because of the various factors, the people of India got awareness about the nationalism. And at the same time, today we have to discuss how this national movement was made possible, an organized movement against the British. Especially, as I said, there were number of movements, struggles, oppositions from Indian side taken place in the different stages, in the different time. And even in the 1857, to the some extent, a sort of agitation against the British was taken place, what we call the First War of Independence, or British what they called mutiny. But after that, in 1885, Indian National Congress, which was established. But before the establishment of Indian National Congress, there were number of other political associations in India, and they led their movement in the different time. But now these various political associations, they located in the different places, not in a particular, but as a whole. There was no any political institution to India or an organized stage, an organized organization was not at all there. And that is why A.O. Hume, a British officer, a retired civil servant, he just focused for the union organization, or an organization or a political organization for whole India, or united India, so that the Indians can be united together. Till now, the people of Bengal may not be knowing the people of Gujarat. People of Kashmir may not be knowing the people of South India, and in the one state to another state. But in order to know this, we should have a common stage, a common organization, a common association where we can come together and discuss the issue of nation. So that is why he propagated for the establishment of an all Indian association that came to be known as Indian National Congress. So the Indian National Congress, which was established in 1885, that is December 27th, 1885, for the first time, an all India political organization established in Bombay. And man behind the establishment of this particular association was a British retired officer, Octavian Hume. A.O. Hume. And the first president of Indian National Congress was Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Umesh Chandra Banerjee. So in English, what we call W.C. Banerjee. They, instead of U, it was used W.C. Banerjee. So as a president, he was a leading lawyer of Bengal, W.C. Banerjee, or Umesh Chandra Banerjee. He led the association. And in the initial stage, only 72 delegates, 72 representatives, they attended from the different parts of India. Among them, 4 from Karnataka. 4 members from Karnataka, they have participated in the Indian National Congress first Congress session, which held at Bombay. Well, and the first session, it's very important to note that it was a legal body established for the purpose of what? For the purpose of movement against the British to get independence, where people can place their demand, people can request, people can pose some questions to the government. By doing so, they can attract the minds of British or attention of British towards India and Indian problem. By doing so, they can get the solution from them. So this was the idea behind the establishment of Indian National Congress. So it was established, as I said, 1885. But after that, after the establishment of this Indian National Congress, we can see the different stages of Indian national movement. So this became very important stage, important event in the history of India, and especially in the history of a national struggle. From 1885 to 1947, it was more than 50 years, an organized movement which was taken place. But what we can see, even in the 1857, when you consider the 1857 is the beginning of the organized national movement, when we come to 1947, it was nearly 100 years. But the organized, very systematic movement taken place only after 1885, a constitutional movement. In the form of constitutional methodology, they led the movement only in after 1885 till the independence, 1947. Well, this movement, the first stage, what we can say, first stage, second stage and third stage. We have first, second and third stage. The first stage, that is moderate period. Moderate movement. Second stage, extremists. Extremist movement. And the third stage is Gandhian era. Gandhian era. The moderates, they led the movement from 1885 to 1905. Whereas this extremist, after moderates, from 1905 to 19 1920, Gandhi became the president of Indian National Congress. And after that, Gandhian era from 1920 to 1947. So this is a long period in the different stage, in the different way people fought against the British. So this is the important stages of national movement. Let us see what are the objectives of Indian National Congress. Before going to discuss the movement, we should look at what are the objectives of Indian national movement. Objectives. Indian National Congress. So, there will be a question for 5 marks. What are the objectives of Indian National Congress? Then you have to write. The first objective, any institution which is established having certain objectives and aims and objectives. Simply nobody can establish. But here the establishment of Indian National Congress had certain objectives, aims, and here the first aim, that is encourage and consolidate national unity. Encourage and consolidate the whole nation to be organized and consolidated under single banner, and by consolidating that they should get the unity. Only by getting unity they get the power to fight against the British strongly, and that is why whole nation to be organized under single banner, so that we should get the unity, and for that there should be an encouragement for all these things. At the same time, encouragement for the movement. And secondly, remove prejudice. Remove prejudice or prejudices of religion, caste and province. The second objective of Congress, because as I said, there were a number of political organizations before the establishment of Indian National Congress, but they were confined to only particular place. They were not linked to each other. People of Punjab may not be knowing, Madhya Pradesh or about this organization also. But now, they had the differences also, the each and every state or region. So, why we should remove the provincial differences. I belong to Karnataka, I belong to Maharashtra, I belong to North India, I belong to South India. No such things. We belong to India. So, that is the unity. So, that should be made, that provincial unity. There should not be any provincial prejudices. And religion, we belong to Hinduism, we belong to Christianity, we belong to Islam, every differences will be there. No. We have only one religion, that is nationalism. So, in order to that, remove these prejudices of religion. That is another important. I belong to Congress, the Indian National Congress, and Congress is fighting for Indian national movement. And thirdly, that is the caste. The India is a country having thousands of castes. So, people will not get together because of the caste differences, caste superiorities. So, Brahmins in a one group and some other castes are some other group. And that is why these differences should be removed and they should achieve an unity, that unity of Congress and nation. So that is another important thing why they established Indian National Congress. In Indian National Congress, anybody can join, irrespective of caste, irrespective of religion, irrespective of provinces. This is one particular stage, it is for India for the achievement of independence. And thirdly, third goal, that is promotion of friendship. Promotion of friendship. Intimacy. Intimacy, well, among the Indians. Among the Indians. What is another important objective of Congress? The promotion of friendship and intimacy among the Indians. So there should be what? A friendship among the Indians, the South Indians and North Indians. They should feel like we are all friends. And intimacy, we are very close. And South Indian people are not far away from the North Indian people because we are very close, because we are in our nation, India. And that's why this oneness, friendship, intimacy, by achieving this, that help for the promotion of national movement. So this is another important objective. And fourthly, educate Indian politically. Educate Indian politically. Indians are not much educated so far as democracy, republicanism and these new concepts, because few Indians learned abroad and they underwent English education, but most of the Indians are ignorant about the modern political aspects, modern political theories, modern political concepts. What is constitution? What is the role of constitution? How they can fight against the opposition, and all these things. What is Indian national movement or national movement? The French, they led the national movement in 1789, and in the different parts of Europe they had the national movement. But now in India they learned so much, and now the main intention of Indian National Congress was to educate the Indian mass politically, a political training. What is the election? How they have to do that, and how constitution will work, and how they can agitate against hegemony. All these to be educated properly, and that's why a political education should be given properly to Indians. That is another important objectives and goals. And fifthly, pressurize the British. Pressurize the British to form laws according to public opinion. Now there will be public opinion. This should be like this. we should need particular, thing, that the demand will be there among the publics or from the publics. So government should pass the law. They should drop the law according to the public opinion. For that, we should pressurize them. We should pressurize the British. Single-handedly, we can't pressurize or king or a common man or a political leader. He cannot pressurize single-handedly. But as a whole, as Indians, we should pressurize them through a particular stage or an organization. That organization is Indian National Congress. Through Indian National Congress, we should compel the British government, we should pressurize the British government to pass or to enact anything in favor of public opinion, so that we can get the benefit. This is another important objective. And sixthly, include more Indians. Include more Indians in council and service. One more aspect why this Indian National Congress was established. The aim was to include more Indians in councils and services, because number of Indians in the council, political council, were very less. British were more, and in the civil services, number of Indians were less, whereas Indians were in the lower category of or lower rank of services. But through Indian National Congress, we should compel the government that you should appoint more and more Indian in council, so that if they go into the council, then some benefits we will get, because Indians are there to raise the question or to send the voice of Indians against the British, or in front of British they can place the voice of Indians. They can place the problems of Indians. So that is why they need more Indians. So there will be good result. And more Indians are not in services. In the top places, the administrative places, who are there? British. But now Indians should get more fractions, more opportunities in the civil services, in the higher posts, so that if they are in the administration, then it also helps the Indians to get benefits. So this is another important aspect. By all these factors are the important objectives of Indian National Congress. Well, then we have to see the moderates. The period of moderates. The first stage of Indian national movement, the moderate period from 1885 to 1905. Nearly 20 years, 20 years they led the movement, moderates. Who are these moderates? Dadabhai Naoroji, Badruddin Tyagchi, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, G.K. Gokhale, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and others, and Surendranath Bose, S.N. Bose. all these people were Surendra Banerjee, were some important S.N. Banerjee, were some important leaders of the moderate period. And these moderates, especially Dadabhai Naoroji, was known as Grand Old Man of India. Grand Old Man of India. Who is known as Grand Old Man of India? That is Dadabhai Naoroji. Dadabhai Naoroji propagated drain theory. He propagated drain theory. And he enlightened the people of India through his drain theory, how British exploited India in the first, second and third stage. Because by trade, mercantile capitalism, by establishing industry, industrial capitalism, by giving loans and other things, that is the last stage, financial capitalism. In these three stages, how India's wealth drained to England, that was clearly depicted by Dadabhai Naoroji in his drain theory. And Dadabhai Naoroji, he established one important association in the England, that is even during the period, that is East India Association. And East India Association, which tried in England to draw the attention of British about the Indian problem. So by doing so, that is in our East India Association 1886. But here methodology, what was the methodology used by extremists? Their methodologies were petition, request, prayer. This is the methodology. They just request, give petition. So this is our petition. And they requested, please provide these things. That is the request. And prayer. And by prayer, all this methodology used by, moderates. That's why we called moderates. Moderate methodology to fulfill the demands, they just followed. But British never yielded for the methodology of, moderates. Because it was not an harsh, violent methodology. They never cared. And they never given importance to the Congress. They were against the Congress. And they called that they are the disloyal Brahmins, disloyal Babus. So that is why this attempt made by moderates never yielded much result. But we should keep it in our mind. They created an awareness among the Indians regarding the national movement. Or they founded a base for systematic national movement. However, they could not get much result. And these moderates were not tolerated by the extremists because their methodology was criticized. Extremists called them political mendicants because they are requesting, they are petition, this and that. And political mendicants means what? Political beggars. They are begging with the British. Oh, give this, give that. So this is the begging. It is not the methodology. We should demand. We should compel them to give. This is the intention of extremists. So that is why the moderates period, however, failed to get much result, but they succeeded to provide awareness. So in the next class, let us say extremists, the second stage of Indian national movement. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.